Okay, so here we are today in Substance Painter, and what I'm going to look at is a texture I was asked to make the other day for a brick wall, and we kind of felt we wanted to make the texture a little bit more interesting by disrupting some of the repetition in the normal map. Uh, and so what we've done here is we've taken the normal map and taken the normal map out of the original brick wall material, which came from Polyhaven, and turned off the normal map, and then put the normal map into its own layer. So you have this layer here, right here, which has just got a normal map in it. And what I've done is masked out parts of that normal map. So I've painted parts of it out, added some levels to a clouds filter, which kind of just gives it a little bit of variation. But what we kind of really wanted to do was add the effect of new pointing in the wall, which is this kind of grout between, or cement between the bricks. It's as though a bricklayer has come along and sort of repointed the bricks, which means he sort of refreshed the cement between the bricks, which gives this nice sort of break up in the brick surface. And what we've done to do that is use an anchor point. It's quite simple to do, but can be a little bit difficult to remember all the steps. But first off, all I've done is gone to the layer itself and do a little right click on that layer, and we can come down and add an anchor point like that. And this anchor point is just named after the layer. We can come over here to the right hand side in the properties, and we can see that there's a tab for references and it says no references found. So let's just remove this anchor point and look at the actual anchor point that was created, called brick wall. And we can see that there's actually two layers in my stack that are referencing this this anchor point, and we can actually see what the name of the layer is. There's one called the repointing layer, and there's also another one, the white leaching, and both of these are using a mask editor to reference that anchor point. So if we actually go up to our repointing layer, we just click on this mask stack, we can see there it is. In fact, if we just click on that mask editor right there, we can dig down into what's going on in here. So we have a bunch of settings, and what we really want to look at is the micro details right here, where we have to turn micro normal to true, and then we also have to reference the micro normal here, brick wall, like that. And as I've done that, it's actually broken it because it's changed the reference channel to base color, and it actually wants to be referencing the normal like that, and see it comes back. In fact, let's just do this from scratch with a new layer. So I'm going to add a black mask to this new layer, then I'm going to add a generator, and then I come over to the right hand side here where I've got my properties, and I can pick a mask editor, and then come down a little bit, look at micro details here, micro normal, true, and then come down to the micro normal tab here, we click on this, we go to anchor points, and we pick brick wall like so. Our reference channel is going to be normal, and then what we get is it starts to mask out, but it's kind of the inverse of what we want. So I think from the mask editor, we can actually probably invert this, global invert, true, and as we can see, it's not quite what we're looking for. It's in fact, at this point, what we could do is if we come over to the layer stack, and if I press Alt and I think it's right click, or left click maybe, there we are. If I Alt left click on the mask, it will actually solo the mask. You can see what it's doing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to right click on the mask editor, and I'm going to add levels in there like that. I think if I just do this, just to ramp up those levels, I can get my mask to be more black or white. So if I just pressed M to go back to the full material, we're starting to get more of that effect where we're getting this new layer is only showing up in the these cement lines that are in the pointing. And that's basically how that layer was achieved.